Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Emily and I post weekly beauty videos and tutorials. So if you'd like to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Today, I'm giving you my tips and tricks on how to straighten your hair with a flat iron. This is beginner friendly, but if you think that you know everything about straightening your hair, stick around because you learn something new every day. So this is my air dried hair. There's no product in it. I took a shower earlier and it's been air drying for a couple of hours. I try not to blow dry my hair unless I absolutely have to, which is almost never. I do put coconut oil on my ends right after my shower while they're still wet, and that's the only thing that's in my hair right now. The items that we're going to need today are a brush, just any brush will do, a comb, and I'll go into detail about this comb later, some alligator hair clips or something to pin your hair back with, a heat protectant. I'm using the Tresemme Thermal Creations Heat Tamer Leave-In Spray, but you can use anything as long as it is a heat protectant. And of course, you are going to need a flat iron. While I prep my hair, I'm gonna turn on my flat iron and let it heat up. And my flat iron is from Bellami, and it goes up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, but I'm only going to turn it up about 3/4 of the way, which I'm guessing is somewhere around 300 degrees or so. And one thing that I really like about this straightener is it has an indicator light that turns green so that you know when it's at the temperature you set it to. Now we're gonna prep our hair, and I'm gonna first brush out my hair in case there are any tangles. And I'm sorry you guys, my hair is too long to fit into the frame. I did want you to see the top of my head, and this is as far down as we could get. Now I'm gonna spray my hair with the heat protectant, and it's really easy to use too much of this, so use a light hand, and if you think that you need more, you can go in with a little bit more afterward. And then I'm just gonna brush it through my hair. And you can kind of work it in with your hands too. And I'm gonna put a little bit more on my ends because they really need the extra protection. And again, we're just working that into the hair. Now we're gonna separate our hair into sections. And this is really important because if you take a really thick section and you try to straighten it, you're really only straightening the hairs that are on the outsides of this big chunk. All the hairs on the inside are not getting straightened. So sectioning is key. And I'm gonna do a voiceover for this part because it's just easier for my brain. So first I'm pushing all of my hair to the back, and I'm gonna use my thumbs to part the hair, and I'm going at the top of my ears and going all the way around to the back and bringing all that top hair up. And I twist it around my finger, bring it to the top of my head, and just clip it with that alligator clip. Now we have our lower section, and we're just gonna bring all of that to the front so that we can see it while we straighten it. So this is where we're gonna bring our comb in. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not use this for like the first 2 years that I had it because I had no idea how to use it. But now that I know how to use it, I love it, and I recommend it to every single person that asks me about straightening their hair. So this is from Bellami, and I will look up if they sell it individually, and then I will link it down below for you. But I'm sure that other brands make this, and basically all it does is it closes like an alligator mouth. And how you use it is you take a section of hair, just like you would when you're straightening your hair. You're going to grab the hair and kind of pinch it, and it'll hold your hair in place. And then you bring your flat iron. So now everything that's being flat ironed has already gone through a comb, and there's no tangles. If you flat iron your hair without guiding it with the comb first, you're just gonna sandwich those curls or tangles into the curling iron, and then they're gonna set in place like that. So my biggest tip for you is to invest in a comb like this, or to just use a regular comb that doesn't have this attachment on the end. My next tip for you is when you're grabbing your sections, you need to grab small sections. I know that you think that that's gonna make you take longer, but in reality, if you do a small section and you go slowly over that strand, then you're only gonna need to go over that section one time, and you actually are using less heat on your hair, damaging your hair less, and you're done faster. So I'm just taking a small 1-inch section, and I always start in the back so that my finished hair isn't laying on top of my unfinished hair. And I'm getting my comb and going through the hair one time, and then getting my flat iron and I'm going really slow so that I only have to go over these hairs one time. Now I'm grabbing another section, getting my comb, and you can really tell a huge difference in the ends of my hair. So this is the side that is straightened, and this is the side that is not. Now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. I don't really worry about using the comb on my little baby hair sideburn areas because they don't really get tangled, so I just go over them once with the flat iron. This time when I section my hair, I'm gonna do it a little bit different because I don't wanna lay all of my wavy hair on top of my straight hair. So I'm gonna take all of this straight hair that we just did, and I'm gonna bring it to one side. And now I'm gonna bring down my clip and let that hair fall to the back. So now I have my wavy hair in the back and my straight hair is all right here. And I know it doesn't look like a lot because that was just our nape of the neck area. And for our second section, I'm gonna go in at my temples. And I just want the top section of my hair rolled up into a little bun and And now I'm just gonna take all this hair that's in the back and I'm gonna hold it like a ponytail and then let this straight hair go back. And I'm splitting this in half and bringing it to each side. And now I'm gonna brush that so that it's not tangly. And now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing that we did to the lower section. And now we have half of our hair done. Now I'm gonna take this finished hair again and bring it to one side and then let down this top section and hold it like a pony. Bring all that finished hair to the back. And then this one is a little tricky because I have to find my part. Somewhere about there. And then bring it down. And I don't have to have a perfect part. It's good enough for me. And now I'm gonna brush all this out. So this side is a lot smaller than this side because I do a side part and I wanna make sure that all of this is super straight. So I'm actually gonna take this fuller side and cut it in half again. And just twirl this up. And now I'm gonna do this lower half of the fuller section first. And now I can just push that to the back with the rest of the finished hair. And I can bring this down again. And now we're just left with the two top sections. And I want to make sure that I get as close to the root as I can with the flat iron so that I get all of these baby hairs that are always flying everywhere. So I'm going to try to get really close to the root and get the flat iron as close as I can without burning myself. And these baby hairs, so I'm gonna go over them again. This isn't even the way my hair parts. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let me pause. So while I was finishing my hair, I actually realized that I parted my hair on the opposite side than I normally part it because I'm looking in the viewfinder. So my baby hairs around my root are definitely not cooperating. So a trick for that is to use some hairspray. And I like to use the Aussie hairspray, and this is just their lightest hold. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this, and I'm just gonna spray a little bit on my roots. And then take a comb, and you're gonna comb your baby hairs down with the hairspray. And I'm gonna go in one more time because I have those post-pregnancy baby hairs right now. And there is our completed hair. I think that it looks great. You can't even tell that I parted my hair on a different side than normal. And it is super straight, very shiny, and this really only takes me about 8 minutes in the morning to straighten all of my hair. And that's only going over each 1-inch section of hair one time. Let me know down below if any of these tips were new to you or if you plan on using them in the future. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to see more of my content. Thanks again for watching. Bye!